G'day guys, welcome to another episode. This one is all about crocs in the wild for winter. Alright, so yeah, we're just sort of poking out of winter now, starting to warm up a little bit. The crocs are definitely getting a little bit more active, but they are still spending a lot of time through the heat of the day up on the banks, warming up, thermoregulating. So yeah, the plan today is to poke around this river system. It's one of my favourite, pretty close to home too. There's usually plenty of crocs around, so yeah, try and get some cool footage, put the drone up, see what we can find, maybe try and get nice and close to a couple of the bigger fellas, and yeah, happy days, and whatever else happens, I guess. And yeah, the weather's prime, like it's probably, like it's midday now, probably 28 degrees, water temperature's definitely warming up, and yeah, plenty of birds happening, lots of bust ups, might even throw a lure around, see how we go. And yeah, and I got to use this giant selfie stick because last week I was at the reef and I dropped my other GoPro with my GoPro selfie stick to the bottom and lost it. So this one I've made out of a bit of alloy piping, I don't know, probably 5 or 6 years ago. A bit of duct tape and electrical tape as a grip. A bit of a wild old unit. I haven't had the chance to go into the shops to pick up a new one yet, but anyway, and yeah, in the tinny and by myself today, so yeah, pretty pumped actually, and there's butterflies everywhere, birds of prey circling in, and yeah, you look at these butterflies coming out of the rainforest. So this is like some of the best habitat. Like you got thick mangroves, and then you're pushing into rainforest. There's plenty of food around, plenty of feeding opportunities for the crocs, plenty of fish and crabs in the river. So pretty healthy system. All right, let's see how we go. So just launched the boat, as you can see here. Pretty small tides at the moment, so had to put the boat in a fair way, the trailer, to drop her off. Obviously up here in northern Australia it can be pretty dangerous around boat ramps because, you know, crocs will hang around them, especially when they're encouraged by people that leave fish frames and old bait and so on. So yeah, don't do that. But yeah, if you by yourself, like, it can be a bit tricky. So yeah, all I did was I just backed her right in. I had everything unhooked, stripped her off, and I positioned myself right along the pontoon here. So yeah, the boat just literally slipped off. I grabbed it, put the rope on. It keeps me out of the water and yeah, away from the dangers. But obviously, like, if you've got someone with you, you just put them in the boat and get them to drive it off, which is, yeah, pretty easy as well. So I'm gonna head downstream first. It's about midday, so I've just waited for the tide to be at its lowest and warmest. So this is when the crocs will be out basking. I'm going to hang around here, probably zip a couple of K each way, look for a few crocs, and yeah, see how we go. Probably put the drone up, try and get some more shots. Bloke, little hasho, literally riding a log down the river. Hey mate, nice to meet ya. I'll leave him be, eh? It's actually insane what big crocs can climb. Like, a croc's been coming up and down this bank here. That's like over 2 meters to the water. It's been sitting up here in the sun. There's cattle in this paddock too. Keep hearing that grass moving. I'm getting pretty nervous. Waiting to see a big croc come barreling out. I was sort of looking for like old nests from season just gone, but I highly doubt one would nest here. Like, in the wet, this would just be pumping with water through here, so no good. I'd probably want a higher bank, but yeah, it's still pretty high. I can't believe, like, you can see the belly slides and even the footprint down there. I sort of ruined it with my footprint, but yeah, that's like where the croc's been climbing out. I'll just push the boat back and I'll show you. Ooh, don't fall in the water here, Bilbo. As the boat comes back here, Look. Look at that. Been cruising at that. That's nuts. So typically when you're looking for crocs in the wild, you're looking for like evidence from them, and this is a perfect example. So just known as a croc slide. You can see where he's come up, sat up there and turned around and sat there, and then as I've come around the corner here in the boat, I just got a glimpse of him from back down here, and he's just slipped straight back in here. How's this? In right here. Huge croc. Huge croc. Look at him up in the... up in here. I just put the drone up and located a pretty large male saltwater crocodile down here on this bend. It's pretty shallow on the bend, like on the drone I could see the sandbar and so on. So I'm just going to poke around here, the boat, real steady, and see if I can sort of get half close to him. I don't want to like obviously be right next to him or anything. Like, not allowed to do that with native wild animals in Australia. Not too close anyway, especially large predators. But this took me a bit to shut the drone down then and land it actually, because it was in an awkward spot. I don't know if he's still sitting here, so I'm just going to poke around this corner. I've got this terrible selfie stick because I dropped my GoPro in the ocean last weekend, my other GoPro, and it was on a selfie stick, so that selfie stick's gone. So I've got this one I made years ago, it's massive. Anyway, I'll just poke around here. Just coming onto the bend now. Oh, he's right there. I didn't even see him. So, see him right here? Look at him. That is a big croc. Massive animal. Just gonna poke up here, see if I can. Got to maintain a bit of distance, obviously. What? Look at the size of him! Look at him spearing through the water here. Look at that! You're kidding! I'm speechless. That croc is huge. He'd be almost 5 metres. Far out, I can't believe that. Poke forward a bit here, get out of the shallows. I'm just going to cruise off and leave him be. he's just popping his head up on the edge of the 85 hibiscus behind us here. That animal is massive. That's one of the biggest wild crocs I've ever seen. He'd be almost on that 5 metre mark. He is huge. He's got no teeth as well. So, well, barely any. Crocs will replace a full set of teeth every 2 years, 40 to 50 sets in their life. He's pretty well, looks like he's stopped doing that, so he's an old croc. I've seen him on this river a few times now, a lot actually. First seen him 11 years ago, but I haven't seen him for a little while, so good to see he's still hanging around. Probably still the dominant croc too. That was awesome. When you're fishing up here in Northern Australia, it's really important when you're in croc country that you give yourself a few metres from the water's edge. It's pretty shallow in front of me just here, like it's not even a foot of water, but it drops off into a big deep hole that sort of runs along the edge of that riverbank, and then it pokes back up to the shallows over here, shallows over there. Bloody phone going off. So yeah, like you can sort of get away being a bit closer where it's crystal clear in front of you and it's shallow for a long distance, but I would not recommend getting in there. I'd still give yourself a couple of metres, but deep spots, and especially at night, give yourself like 4 or 5 metres at least. So just got a little deep diver on here and just going to have a bit of a flick off the edge of this hole. Actually, one of the crocs I just spotted literally 100 metres that way on the other side of this deep hole in the shallow, but I'm just going to turn the camera a bit here. I'll have a couple of casts where it drops off. See how we go. The sort of fish you get here is usually like jacks or barra, the odd tarpon, something like that. There's actually a Crocs I've right here. Oh, yes. Good. I think it's a little tarpon. Oh, spat me. Oh well, self-release. Just spearing into the water now. So just put the boat back on the tinny and heading home. Pretty sure I got some sick footage, so hopefully, well, this is the end of the episode, so if it's there, it's there, it's not, but yeah, seen a couple of them big fellas, hooked a little tarpon, so that was pretty fun, jumped him off though. Oop, cane trains. Sugarcane season at the moment here, so plenty of harvesting going on. Just turn around and you see this tractor coming towards us. The big cane train there. There you go, mate. Yeah, so yeah, wicked down the water. Gonna head back down soon. I only had a few hours today to sort of get down and do a bit, but I wouldn't mind going back, trying a bit more for a fish, and maybe even having a look around for a crab. But yeah, anyway, all in all, I reckon pretty fun day, and that was literally 2.5 hours on the water. So yeah, pretty wicked. I did cover a fair bit of ground, like probably maybe 6 kilometres all up, down and up the river, maybe a bit further. Had to take it pretty steady too in the upper reaches because it's quite shallow, a lot of snags and so on. Don't want to rip the leg off me motor, that'd be pretty shit. Anyway, yeah, hope you enjoyed it. So yeah, I'll be back out soon, and yeah, plan is when the wind comes real good, hopefully in a couple of weeks, a week or so, you know, get out of the reef for the islands here, do a bit of spearing, fishing or something like that, and then come in and find some crocs and have a cook up. So fingers crossed the weather comes good, eh? Anyway, thanks for listening. Remember, if you like, subscribe, share, you know the drill. And check out my new work page, Northern Wildlife Solutions. So yeah, company I just started. Anyway guys, I've got to stop because there's a train. So see you next time.